So what do we have here?
A one-man submarine.
Wow.
I wanted to get 25 grand.
You do realize we're in the middle of a desert, right?
Look, this is my tattoo set. You got everything that you need to start. You got your liners, shaders, 20 different colors of ink.
Chum, this guy wants to tattoo your face.
You don't want to mess up this circle of beauty.
All right, buckle up. This episode wastes zero time. We're juggling a Dances with Wolves saddle, a full-blown tattoo kit, and an 1886 Winchester like it's Wild West roulette night in Vegas. Rick's in serious mode, obviously, but the second someone says tattoo, Chumley's brain clocks out. You just know this combo of history and chaos is about to spiral fast, and I'm already bracing for impact.
What do we got here?
Saddle that was used by Kevin Costner in Dances with Wolves.
This saddle is from Dances with Wolves. It could be worth big money. I mean, big money.
Look, this is my tattoo set. You got everything that you need to start. You got your liners, shaders, 20 different colors of ink.
First up, a guy strolls in clutching a saddle he claims Kevin Costner actually rode in the movie. He's glowing with pride, practically starstruck by association. Rick, meanwhile, is giving that polite but doubtful stare like, "Sir, Hollywood and this saddle are not vibing." The skepticism is thick. You could spread it on toast.
I'm a big fan of Kevin Costner's, and when I seen this saddle and he'd rode on it, I had to have it.
So how'd you get this thing?
I bought it at an auction, caught my interest. I'm a big Kevin Costner fan, so.
All right, do you get any paperwork saying it's from the movie?
Rick starts flipping through the documentation, and let's just say it feels more yard sale than red carpet. Faded photos, a random card, nothing screams blockbuster prop. Then Rick drops the hammer. It looks more Civil War than cinema. Ouch. You can almost hear the seller's dreams deflating mid-sentence.
You have nothing written here? I mean, all you have here is some pictures of some people. Looks like the Civil War. I don't know if it's a reenactment or a different movie, but I just see nothing here with Kevin Costner.
Plot twist though. Rick admits it might still be legit, just not in the way the seller imagined. Maybe it's an actual military-issued saddle from the late 1800s. Suddenly the guy's hope is back from the dead, and an expert gets called in to settle the mystery once and for all.
So you got two things that could make it worth money. It's actually a U.S. military-issue saddle, and was it used in the movie? I mean, it's sort of a conundrum at the moment, because if it's both, it's even worth more.
Hard cut to an 1886 Winchester rifle, and Rick lights up like a kid in a candy store. He calls it the gun that shaped the frontier. History nerd mode fully activated. The seller casually mentions his father-in-law used to threaten him with it, which is, wow. Pawn shop therapy session unlocked.
What do we got here?
1886 Winchester rifle.
Looks like a Daisy Red Ryder, don't it?
Yeah, but it can do a lot more damage.
It's a spent shell casing, and that's why we always check to see if they're loaded.
Rick dives deep into specs like he's teaching a masterclass. Caliber, black powder, the whole rundown. The seller nods along, probably just hearing money, money, money. Then Rick spots hammer damage from a questionable repair job. Basically, someone fixed this with vibes. Still, $1,500 hits the table and both walk away smiling.
This thing is a 45-90 Winchester centerfire. The diameter of the bullet is a 45 caliber with 90 grains of black powder behind it, and it packs a hell of a punch. And that's a lot of pressure in the barrel.
Now the tattoo kit enters the chat, and things instantly feel unhinged. The seller explains he once dreamed of being a tattoo artist, but life pivoted. Chumley hears tattoo and morphs into an overexcited intern, while Rick looks like he already regrets letting this conversation continue.
So what kind of machines do you got?
Actually got everything that you need to start. You got your liners to do your outlines of tattoos, and then you got the shader to shade and fill in.
Chumley proudly announces he's rocking $6,000 worth of tattoos like that's a retirement plan. The seller asks $400. Chum counters with $300, shockingly reasonable. Then adds, "Draw us a portrait and I might toss in 50 more." The seller's expression, pure, "What have I signed up for?" energy.
Everybody knows I'm into tattoos around here. I mean, I got $6,000 worth of ink on my arms alone. It's a huge business here in Vegas, so I'm definitely interested in this equipment. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Are you looking to pawn it or sell it, or?
I'd like to sell it.
The sketch gets done, and it's, let's call it bold. Angel wings on Chum, dramatic flair everywhere, and Big Hoss looking unintentionally intense while everyone tries not to crack up. 50 extra bucks seals the deal at $350, and honestly, that drawing alone is worth the price of admission.
You know this is bad. I'm not giving you any more than the 300.
We'll see what you got.
Why does Chumley have wings on?
Well, he's a pretty little angel.
That's definitely worth the extra $50, man. Let's go write you up.
Sounds good.
All right.
Back to the saddle saga. Expert Mark steps in with calm, dream-crushing precision. He confirms it's an authentic 1859 McClellan military saddle, which sounds promising for about 2 seconds. Then he casually reveals it's too small for a grown rider and was likely meant for a mule. Cue heartbreak.
My name is Mark, and I'm an expert in Western memorabilia. What I love about Western memorabilia, it's part of the history of our country and American culture. Well, it's definitely a military saddle. It's a McClellan saddle, developed in 1859 before the Civil War. The thing that kind of bothers me about this is not leather covered.
And then comes the final blow. Mark confirms he rewatched Dances with Wolves, and this saddle never appeared on screen. Rick's subtle smirk says everything, while the seller's Hollywood fantasy rides off into the sunset. It's historic, sure, but Kevin Costner was never in the saddle.
So was this used in the movie Dances with Wolves?
Well, I'd seen the movie many times, but when you called, I watched it again. But this time I watched and looked at every saddle in the movie, and the movie was very authentic. In fact, one of the most authentic Westerns, they'd made in a long time. They paid attention to details, and I can honestly say this saddle was not in the movie.
Meanwhile, the old man's Eyesight subplot turns into comedy gold. Corey keeps roasting him about driving to the eye doctor, and the old man is not having it. The car ride alone feels like a family sitcom with zero patience and maximum sarcasm.
So, Corey, where you been?
Rick, you know where the he's been.
Getting a tattoo, obviously.
What'd you rat me
I
out?
didn't say anything.
So how much did that cost?
Some tattoo guns.
How much did you pay for the tattoo guns?
$350.
At the exam, the eye chart might as well be hieroglyphics. The old man squints, guesses, and basically admits the letters look like dots. The doctor confirms glasses are happening, and the old man fires back with legendary attitude like he just lost a duel.
You shouldn't be even getting tattoos anyhow.
Whoa, if anybody's gonna talk to me about tattoos, it's not gonna be you.
Corey, I got one tattoo.
You got a tattoo?
I got one over 40 years ago.
Just when you think the chaos peaked, a 3,000-pound woodworking machine rolls into the storyline. The seller casually warns about possible dismemberment like he's discussing grocery prices. They attempt to move it and immediately look like they're starring in a workplace safety training video gone wrong.
This is my early 1900s sheet metal shear.
Does it come with a mule and a rope to get it started?
No, but I might be able to get you a forklift out here to get it down. Bend and break metal, pieces of sheet metal when you're trying to fabricate tables, chairs, things like that.
Chumley suddenly declares himself in charge of loading the beast, which is the scariest plot twist yet. Orders are shouted, panic sets in, and somehow, by pure luck, they manage to secure it without catastrophe. Chum claims victory. Everyone else just looks relieved they still have all 10 fingers.
You know the company policy, we have to make a profit. So you're going to pay $500 for the damn gun, plus you're going to work 3 hours overtime for leaving during the friggin' day.
All right, keep open for it.
The episode kicks off with a bang. Literally. Holy cow, a cannon echoes through the shop, and you can already tell this isn't a normal day at the Gold and Silver. Rick's staring at an 1890s Hotchkiss cannon like it's Christmas morning, but there's one tiny problem. Nobody knows if this thing actually works. Talk about starting strong.
Holy cow, a cannon!
In my opinion, being a cannon collector, the bigger the better. And now it's time to pass it on to someone else.
So you're looking to pawn it or sell it?
I'd like to sell it.
Chuck, the proud owner, rolls in grinning ear to ear, calling it every collector's dream. The bigger the cannon, the better. He's had it for a decade, bought at auction, and now wants to pass it on. Rick's intrigued, sure, but you can see the wheels turning in his head already. Cannons aren't exactly impulse buys.
What can you tell me about this thing?
Well, it's an 1890s Hotchkiss cannon.
Okay.
They say it was used in the Indian Wars, the Battle of Wounded Knee, they say.
Rick starts digging into the backstory, Indian Wars, Wounded Knee, and suddenly this isn't just backyard decor. But then Chuck casually admits it's been sitting in his living room, aimed at the front door like a very aggressive welcome mat. I mean, that's one way to greet guests.
So what kind of use have you done with it? I mean, have you like...
It just sits in my front room, just like a painting on a wall.
I love it.
Yeah. I have it facing the front door for anybody who wants.
Without a doubt, I'm interested in this cannon, but there is so much I have to find out about it before I even attempt to make an offer.
Then comes the red flag moment. Rick's biggest fear? It looks too good. When something's that clean, collectors start sweating about reproductions. And, oh yeah, no one's ever fired it. So now we've got a possibly priceless cannon that might just be an expensive lawn ornament. Pressure's officially on.
It looks so good, I'm afraid it might be a reproduction or something like that. I don't know if it fires, and I know on old guns like this, the difference between a firing gun and a non-firing gun is a huge difference.
Oh, that's right.
Okay? And number 3 is, I don't know if that's a good price.
Chuck drops his number, $30,000, and Rick doesn't faint, which honestly surprises me. But he lays out his concerns: authenticity, functionality, and price. Translation? I love it, but I'm not crazy. An expert call is inevitable at this point. You can practically hear the suspense music starting.
Okay, so what are you looking to get out of this thing?
Well, I paid $20,000 10 years ago. I'd assume it would be worth at least $30,000.
You know, it's not out of the bounds of possibility. If I can make money off it, I'll buy anything.
Okay.
Here's my big three concerns, okay?
Sure.
While Rick waits on artillery answers, in strolls a guy dressed like he just clocked out of ancient Rome. A replica Roman suit of armor hits the counter, and Chumley instantly derails things by claiming Legionnaires wore sweatpants. Sir, please. The confidence is unmatched though. I'll give him that.
What do we got here?
Something that you don't see every day. This is a Roman suit of armor. It's not an antique, doesn't claim to be, but this is an exact replica of what they would wear back then.
Roman legionnaires wore sweatpants? Every day I see weird and this is definitely one of those days.
The seller wants $2,500 for his shiny Caesar cosplay gear, and Corey looks like he's trying not to laugh. Chum, however, sees himself as a medieval hero and straps it on like he's about to conquer Vegas. Chief negotiator, he says. This is where things start to wobble.
I think it's worth about $2,500.
This guy's got to be kidding me. There is nothing I can do with this fake suit of armor. Wouldn't be for me at all, man. I mean, if it was old, I'd look at it, but other than having my guy there wear it in front of the store to drum up business or something, man, there's really nothing I can do with it.
Chum's strategy? Offer exactly what the guy wants. Corey nearly combusts. Then it flips to $300 faster than you can say gladiator. The seller's offended, Chum's confused, and Corey's delivering a masterclass in what not to do. Negotiation chaos, front and center.
When I put that helmet on, I felt like I was ready to slay a dragon.
No.
Do you need me to negotiate this deal?
Go ahead, chief negotiator guy there, go for it.
I'll give you $100.
No.
I'll give you $2,000.
$2,000 I'll take.
What are you doing?
I'm negotiating.
Back to real money problems. Turns out the old man priced a Carson City silver dollar at $50 instead of $500. Corey calls him out immediately, and suddenly it's less pawn shop, more family roast session. The CC Mark drama escalates fast. You could feel that tension brewing.
You don't want to let that go for 50, do you?
No, I don't want to let it go for 50. This is a Carson City.
Exactly.
It should be like $500. A Carson City coin is expensive just due to the fact is it's a rare coin. I mean, they just did not make that many in Carson City.
Who priced it?
The old man insists he knows coins better than anyone breathing, but when asked if he can actually see the mint mark, silence. Oof, that's when the eye doctor ultimatum drops. Pride is wounded, tempers flare, and somehow we're debating driver's licenses now. Absolute mayhem.
Look, I admit I make a mistake once in a while in here.
This is not some small mistake. I mean, it's Carson City silver dollar. It's the difference between $50 and $500.
We've been asking you for months to go to the eye doctor. You didn't see it on there.
Fine, I will go to the eye doctor if you two turkeys get off of my back.
Enter the Canon expert, another Rick, because apparently that's a requirement. He inspects the metal, the patina, the bore, and then drops the bombshell. It's authentic. Not just authentic, rare. Only 57 were ever made. Rick's brain is calculating profits in real time.
What do you got here?
A Canon.
Very nice.
Normally, when I meet with an expert, I like to meet with them one-on-one, but in certain situations when it's a really expensive item, I don't want to take the responsibility if something happened to that item.
And the value, around $40,000 if it fires. Chuck's smile widens instantly, like he just heard the lottery numbers. But Rick keeps it cool, because a $40,000 value doesn't mean a $40,000 check. If it shoots, he'll pay $30,000. Cue the desert field trip.
This vintage, this condition, I would say $40,000 all day long.
Oh, wow. That's good for me. I expected about 30.
Well, we haven't seen if it fires yet, and there's still a little negotiating to do.
Before the big boom, we get forklift chaos with a 3,000-pound woodworking monster. The crew tries lifting it, everyone's yelling directions, and Chum declares himself leader mid-crisis. It's a miracle nobody loses a toe. Somehow, against all odds, they load it up.
What is Chumley even doing here? If anything, it's just a distraction.
Hold on a second, man, we're stuck.
Oh, this is a mess.
Straight up in the air on the back.
Johnny and Travis have no idea what they're doing. It's time for me to step in and take command.
Just grab a hold of that machine and just hang on to it while he pulls it off. Clear, go, go.
I did it!
Finally, it's cannon time. The desert is quiet, $30,000 hanging in the air. The shell's loaded, everyone braces, and boom! It fires clean. Chuck celebrates like he just won the Super Bowl, and Rick hands over the cash. 30 grand later, he's the proud owner of a fully functional piece of history.
So do you mind if I shoot it?
No, I prefer not to for safety reasons.
I'm pretty safe.
Oh, sorry.
You mind if I catch the ball?
Go ahead.
What can I say? God bless Chum. I mean, sometimes I wonder why I even bring him along.
A customer walks in holding what looks like bright graffiti-style sketches pulled straight from a downtown art wall. He confidently claims they're original Keith Haring pieces, and Rick immediately perks up. But when the guy explains he got them from Keith Haring's lover's lover, Rick's face freezes in amused confusion. The seller's shooting for $75,000. Big expectations for bold lines and glowing stick figures.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thanks.
What is this?
I have Keith Haring artwork.
Okay, cool. Where in the hell did you get these?
I got them from a friend who got them from Keith Haring's lover's lover.
Rick is intrigued, but you can tell he's mentally pumping the brakes. He explains how Haring went from sketching in subway stations to becoming a pop art legend, all while the seller nods along like he's cramming for an art exam. Rick points out that Haring used markers on just about anything he could find. Still, with fakes everywhere, Rick decides to call in backup.
If they're real, it's mega cool. It really is. Keith Haring, he started off as a graffiti artist, actually went to art school, ended up actually opening a store in New York, and he sold posters and other things. I mean, he sort of created this weird little genre, and when you look at it, you think of a Haring.
Yes.
Brett, the art expert, steps in and immediately studies the drawings with a trained eye. He talks about Haring's bold outlines and how the figures almost feel animated, like they're about to jump off the page. Then he highlights the classic symbols, the radiant baby, the strange three-eyed face, the snake. Best of all, these aren't prints. They're authentic, one-of-a-kind originals.
These are great. The thing about Keith Haring, you see a Keith Haring, you know it's a Keith Haring. It wouldn't be a stretch to call him the world's first fine art cartoonist. I mean, that was kind of his thing. As a matter of fact, you see the outline on the pieces. He did that intentionally to make it seem like the viewer was looking at a television screen, you know, watching a cartoon. Got started as a tagger.
Brett continues breaking down the deeper meaning behind the art, commentary on religion, money, and consumer culture hidden in plain sight. Rick wastes no time asking the question that really matters. Are they real? Brett confirms they are, and casually drops the bomb that each could sell for $40,000 to $50,000 in New York. Suddenly, everyone's energy shifts. That $75,000 ask doesn't seem so wild now.
That is a real concern. So let me see if I can identify anything that tips me off one way or the other. It's definitely not a print. You can see the inks, you can see where they're laid on and would be applied with a tip. So it's definitely a one-of-a-kind.
Negotiations kick off with Rick offering $45,000 for both pieces. The seller nudges it up to $50,000, clearly feeling confident after the appraisal. Rick inches higher to $48,000 and makes it clear that's his ceiling. After a tense pause, the seller agrees, and just like that, colorful line art turns into a $48,000 payday.
I'll give you 45 grand for them. I can probably find them wholesale for 30 grand a piece.
I would say that 50,000 and they're yours. That's an easy $10,000 in your pocket.
Meanwhile, Chumley is inspecting what he confidently labels a spork. The seller quickly corrects him. It's actually a Civil War amputee utility tool designed for injured soldiers to eat with one hand. The history behind it is both impressive and a little grim. Chum looks fascinated, slightly horrified, and somehow still ready to crack jokes about it.
What the hell are you doing here?
Oh, I got another item for you to check out. How you doing?
A spork.
Well,
You brought me a spork.
it's a utility tool from the Civil War era for amputees.
Oh, so what? They could cut and eat?
Yeah. So it's not a spork because there's no spoon. It's more like a nork.
The seller asks $200, clearly valuing the history behind the piece. Chum counters with $50 like he's bargaining over used sunglasses. They go back and forth in classic pawnshop fashion until Chum lands at $60. The seller accepts, and Chum walks away with a Civil War relic for pocket change.
Well, I mean, during the Civil War, on the battlefield, it was pretty much lose your life to infection or cut it off, right?
Right.
They didn't have a lot of other options then, so I guess this would be a pretty handy tool if you got stuck with one arm.
Yeah, I mean,
they need something functional.
Good back scratcher too, but
how much you trying to get?
Just a couple $100.
Over at a used car lot, Rick is trying to find something practical for his daughter. Davey, the salesman, keeps hyping up a fully loaded Jeep like it's a battlefield vehicle. Rick reminds him he wants something sensible and under $10,000, but the pressure is on. You can almost see Rick's budget slipping out of reach.
What's up, Slippery Rick?
Davey called me up, said he had a car I might like, and my daughter's looking for a car also, so I figured maybe I can kill two birds with one stone. So where's this car you want to show me?
Right there. What do you think?
You called me down here for that.
Back at the shop, Corey presses Rick about the mystery car purchase. Rick dodges the details, calling it reliable, which already sounds suspicious. Then his daughter steps in asking for gas money, and the crew follows her outside. Parked there is a shiny new Mercedes. So much for sticking to the plan.
There's probably not one running Yugo in the United States.
Just tell us what kind of car you got her.
What is this?
Hey!
Hey, what's up?
Hey, can I get some gas money?
All right.
So the car's here.
Yeah, it's out back.
Let's go check it out.
The laughter is immediate when Rick finally admits he spent $28,000. Corey can't believe it and openly calls him out for getting played. Rick estimates the dealer probably made around 10 grand off him. It's ironic. Rick can negotiate art like a pro, but a car salesman got the upper hand this time.
Oh my God.
They got all the accessories too. Look at that.
I know, it's nice, huh?
Look, I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
If you pay $10,000 for that, get me a half a dozen.
I got it for 28 grand.
So 3 times more than what you were supposed to spend.
Inside the shop, Corey is evaluating a set of Dion quintuplet dolls from the 1930s. They're historically significant but undeniably creepy, with tiny porcelain faces that feel like they're watching everything. The seller wants $2,000, and Corey explains how the real quintuplets became media sensations and were heavily exploited. The backstory is as haunting as the dolls themselves.
What you have here is real interesting. It was a really, really odd, kind of freakish thing. They were born in the 30s. It wasn't like today where you have, fertility clinics and people are spouting out triplets all the time. This was...
Corey admits he's unsure about their value and calls in Johnny, the toy expert. The seller confesses she finds the dolls unsettling, which doesn't help their vibe. As Corey waits for answers, Rick is still dealing with car buying regret elsewhere. It's 2 completely different negotiations happening at once.
The Dions actually had 5 children before the Quints were born. And then after that, they went on to have 3 more kids. Tourists at the time would take stones from the family farm as good luck fertility charms. Happy end of the story, though. The parents got all the kids back when they were like 9 years old.
Johnny inspects the dolls closely, pointing out original tags, high chairs, and their composition material. He explains they once outsold even Shirley Temple merchandise back in the day. Today, they're niche collectibles, but still valuable. One set around $600 and the other up to $1,400. The seller looks pleased, while Corey starts calculating his margins.
So I got Johnny here to help me.
What do you got for me?
Some Dion quintuplets.
Cool, man. It's not every day you see 2 sets of these. These are neat, man. You got the high chair. Back then in the 30s, I mean, they made hundreds of millions of dollars on these kids. They had endorsements, they had spoons, they were on covers of Time magazine.
Corey offers $1,200 for the entire collection. The seller pushes back at $1,600, clearly not ready to budge easily. Corey raises his offer to $1,400 as his final number, but she decides to hold on to them instead. Corey doesn't seem too upset. Those eerie dolls won't be staring at customers from the display case anytime soon.
I would put a value on this set here in the maybe $600 range. And on these items, I mean, these are in collector grade condition. I mean, you got the hang tags there. This is the original high chair. You could easily put a $1,200 to $1,400 price tag on that item there.
The chaos starts when a guy wheels in what looks like a rejected prop from a low-budget submarine movie. He confidently asks for $25,000, and Rick's face practically glitches when he finds out the thing was picked up for free from someone's yard. No instructions, no top dome, just vibes. Somehow, Rick still bites, and after some haggling, they settle at $3,000. He tells the crew to keep quiet. Yeah, good luck with that.
So what do we have here?
A one-man submarine.
What is this? Thought we were coming to look at a sandwich.
Yeah, it's not a submarine sandwich.
But I guess the minimum I could take is 5.
All right, I got to admit, this is the first time anyone's brought a submarine to my shop. Where in the world did you get this?
I got it from somebody that told me to take it off the yard. They didn't want it.
Then in walks a seller clutching a 1778 Revolutionary War officer's commission he snagged for $10. He casually says he wants a lot more, and you can almost hear the cash register sound effect in his head. Corey nerds out over the old school long S that looks like an F, which honestly is peak history geek energy. Rick calls in backup while the seller mentally redecorates his house with profit money.
What do we got?
I have what I believe is an officer's commission from the Revolutionary War, dated 1778.
It was during the month of December, right?
Let me see that.
Back off, dude.
The expert finally shows up to break down the document, and plot twist. It's signed by the first president of New Hampshire, not George Washington. Rick's still impressed though, because rare is rare, and the expert pegs it at around $1,000. The seller throws out $500 like he's being generous. Corey counters with $250, and they land at $350. For a $10 investment, that's a history lesson that pays.
Hi, Corey.
How you going?
Good.
That's what I called you about.
I specialize in early American documents, autographs, coins, currency, and general Americana. Well, this is actually a commission for a militia company of the state of New Hampshire. The writing has not faded. It's almost as bold as the day it was originally written.
Meanwhile, Corey uncovers Rick's underwater gamble and marches straight to the old man with the tea. Rick tries to explain the submarine purchase like he's pitching stocks on Wall Street, but Corey's not buying it. Testing alone could cost 10 grand. The old man looks like he's about to explode on impact. Chum wisely says nothing, probably pricing out snorkels just in case.
I saw Rick give a lady a lot of money a while ago. What was it for?
About a Rolex.
I'd see in the computer if it was a Rolex. What'd he really buy?
Well, then look in the computer and you see about a submarine.
Hey, what? Ricky!
Yeah?
Come here.
What?
You bought a submarine?
Yeah.
Back to the mechanical sea monster. Rick tracks down a submarine expert in the desert, because of course he does. The expert reveals it was built in Canada in the 90s for a film company and originally cost $150,000. It can dive 330 feet, which sounds cool until you hear it's missing major parts and needs $100,000 in repairs. Talk about sinking fast.
I think that
Scrap iron.
It's not iron, boss.
Close enough.
Well, the guys were really concerned about whether the submarine had any value and its condition, and they wanted to know a little bit about its history. Interesting, the history of one-man submarines, the first one used in battle was used by the American colonies against the British.
The old man's immediate solution? Scrap metal. End of story. But then the expert casually mentions that even in its rough shape, the parts alone make it worth about $10,000. Suddenly, Rick's strutting around like Captain Submarine, demanding apologies. Instead, he gets roasted. Zero sympathy, maximum sarcasm.
Someone will buy this off me. It's got to be worth something. Is it worth anything?
The value of the sub as it sits is $10,000. Some sub builders could use the parts, including the pressure hull, for building another sub.
Rick and Corey also take a field trip to check out a miniature Model T parade car powered by a lawnmower engine. Watching Rick squeeze himself inside is worth the price of admission. He looks like a grown man trapped in a toy box. The seller wants $1,000. Rick shoots back $500. They dance around $600, but no deal. Sentiment wins over cash this time.
It's a 50-year-old Model T parade car.
I don't see how it's a Model T when it's got a Chevy symbol on the front of it.
I'm a Chevy guy, so the four damn them had to go.
Okay.
I'm hoping to sell it for $1,000, and I'll go as low as $800.
Back at the shop, someone hauls in a crusty old spittoon from the Goldfield Hotel. It's historic, sure, but it's also a metal container that once held who knows how much spit. Rick handles it like it might bite him, cracks jokes about the smell, and offers $50. The seller happily accepts, proving even gross relics can turn into grocery money.
I found this morning. I was cleaning a house.
It's a spittoon. Back in the day, every guy chewed tobacco. And if you were inside a hotel or something and you had a mouthful of dip, you needed to spit it somewhere.
How's it smelling there?
I don't know, why don't you tell me?
Gross.
And finally, the unexpected star of the day, a life-sized R2-D2 Pepsi cooler. The seller wants $600, and the old man is instantly in love, like full-on fanboy mode. He offers $300, gets countered at $550, and pushes to $500, but the seller won't budge. The old man looks absolutely crushed, muttering that it's cuter than hell. Someone cue the sad Star Wars theme.
I was always fascinated when I saw him in the movie.
R2-D2 never spoke, so he only did clicks, beeps, and whistles, so it was beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. And for some reason, Luke Skywalker could somehow understand what he was saying.
Star Wars was one of the most successful movies of all times.